Oops. Hello! Game, please show up. Hello. I don't like that the game mutes itself when I type out. The game will be visible eventually. When it decides to be captured. There it is. Okay. Allow me a minute to stuff my face with fries. Because I haven't finished lunch yet. But how are you? Well, hungry, obviously. But other than that, I'm good. I finally remembered to actually use my anti-allergic nose spray before I left home. So my nose isn't clogged. Very good. By the way, what is going on? Every time I stream, there is more bot accounts in my viewer list. Or like, more non-viewer accounts in my chat list, rather. There is like at least 20 people in that list that don't watch me right now. No. Like how? Are you all here from the VODs? Who are you? I just realized I'm encroaching on chat space a bit. A mystery. Yeah. Anyway, let's do this. The final ending. The Phi ending. Who is she? Honestly, we could stand to play this one again. Archives 10 out of 10. I missed a pickup here. 11, 15, 13, 15, 13, 11, 12, 10. Okay, so, oh wait, there's rooms down here. 8 and 11, okay. So the last white room, I'm pretty sure will be down this line. This is a dead end where you don't trust Luna, don't get the ending. This is a dead end where you, betray Quark, which I'm not going to do. So these two, I will not be playing. I don't care. I'm not a completionist that needs to see every dead end. I want to see every real ending, not every time I die. Unless one of these turns out to be a lock of some sort. But I doubt that. So, we could stand to actually play this one again. Because we don't have the secret here. I think I'm going to do that, so we can go through all these secret pages after that. It shouldn't take too long. I mean, this room isn't particularly hard. Got this. Yeah, right. This thing. Handle. Handle. Right, this is the fire extinguisher pin. That poster. The poster is done. Yeah, this room. The first room. I never solved the secret puzzle in here. Green. Oh right, I need the tips too. I remember. So this is a key. Is it this key? No. Okay, the key is for that then. Key. There we go. Right. Right. This. And there we go. Now we can unscrew this. This is the hex nut that needs to be combined with the red handle. Then the blue handle has to be combined with the square nut. Triangle has to be yellow. And then there's only one combination left. There we go. Also, we'll never need these again because they are taking them from us, which is good to know. Cut it off, very good. Okay, now we can go ahead and open this. For that puzzle. Actually got back to where it started. Get this here, get this up there, and there we go. Boom! Easy. Memory card. Okay. Now there's also this, where I assume I need to enter number of babies and old people. The old people is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 old people. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess this is a baby. 5, 6, 7? No. 4? Is it 4? What would bunnies be? Hey, there we go. That's one of them. But these still work. So... I want another memory card here. Does this have another side? No. So if it's strictly babies, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 babies. Oh, but these don't change anymore. Okay, so these are correct. Then it's that panel that needs to be changed. Oh. Oh, of course. 0 the 3rd. Right. Alright. Card. It turned on. Nice. Green. Ah, that's the blue password. Very good. I've been looking for this. Moon, star, sun. Got it. Okay, finally. Shot it! Moon, star, sun. There we go. Haha! Hog. Gold file. Now we have almost all of them. Alrighty. So, did this update? It did. Hog. So we're just gonna leave here and go straight to our ending. Yes. And now we have all the files. Pog. Ah, that is the #1 bomb. Skip. Termites. But there they are. 1 through 15. Only one missing. Now this one is also updated. Very perfect. Nice. Anyway, BQZ RGJ DXR. Ta-da! Hog. Yeah! Suck on that deal, you arrogant son of a bitch! Ah, that feels good. I haven't felt like this. This has felt in ages. It's like my whole brain just swimming in endorphins. I feel like it's just going to melt and dribble out my ears. This is without a doubt what heaven feels like. Honestly, I feel like I could fly right now. Hell, I almost wish there was another bomb so I could feel this again. Isn't it great? Hi. Hey, what's going on? You're really harshing the vibe here. Would it really kill you to smile? We just saved everybody. Oh, also, not that I needed anything, but sure would be nice to get a thank you or something. Oh, thank you, Sigma. You're the greatest. You're so awesome. I'll dress up in that swimsuit for you, just like I promised. I mean, just the swimsuit thing would be fine, really, but... Are you even listening to me?
I am. You said you wished there was another bomb, right?
Well, I mean, I didn't really.
Hope you're happy. You're going to get your wish.
What?
I remembered something too. Just a glimpse. We must have confronted Dio about the bombs. I'm not sure how, but we got him to tell us about them.
Exactly. I've planted 4 bombs. They're the ones numbered 1, 2, and 3. But there's also one more. Bomb number 0.
I felt a cold shiver run down my spine. Suddenly I remembered it too. I heard Dio say those very words in the Florby warehouse. No.
Looks
No
like
way.
you remember it too. How
Yeah.
much time do we have?
Shit, we've only got 4 minutes.
Well, hurry up. We need to get to the 0 bomb.
This is not loud enough. I'll make it a bit louder. There you go. Right. I yank the input device out of the bomb and turn to chase after... What are you just standing there for? Go, show me where the bomb is.
What? Are you telling me you don't know where it is? You have got to be kidding.
How the hell would I know where the bomb is? Oh shit. You don't know. She bit her lip and nodded. Damn it. What the hell are we supposed to do now? We can't deactivate the bomb if we don't know where the damn thing is.
Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think, Sigma. There has to be a clue somewhere. Pretend you're Dio. You need to hide the bomb. Where would you hide something important? Right.
Hide. If I was Dio, where would I hide? Ah!
Sigma, wait! Where are you going?
Don't follow me. Go find the others.
Idiot! Do you really think I'd do that?
No. I could hear following me. There was no time to argue. Instead, I focused on my goal. There was still time. Just like finishing a test. Then discovering the last minute there was also stuff to do on the other side of the paper. Yeah! Double-sided tests should be outlawed.
Here?
Yeah, should be between these AB rooms. Good. I was right. How much time do we have left?
About a minute. Hurry!
Shit! I'm hurrying as fast as I can. Oh, this is actually a lock. This is a lock. Interesting. So this kind of forces you to play the left timelines. The input device was plugged in. I was ready to go. I just had to enter the password. But what was the password? Couldn't shake the feeling that I'd already used up my third time charm. Still, I had to try. I shook my head and concentrated. I know it. The first one we ever got. Alex A. U N X S. Wow. LXAQNS. GDQ. Games done quick. It stopped.
Yeah.
Fine, I crumpled to the ground. The adrenaline that had sustained us suddenly gone.
How did you know it was here? Did you see it in another history?
It's hard to explain. The short version is that Dio hid something here in another timeline. I guess maybe he'd put the bomb here too.
Pretty good guess.
Yeah.
Well, you did it. So, thanks.
Oh, I don't need any thanks. I just...
what?
About that swimsuit you promised.
What? What on earth are you talking about?
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
This is bad. The white doors have opened. We need to hurry. Everyone else is waiting for us in the Floor B warehouse.
What about the swimsuit?
What the hell are you going on about? Just go!
I mean, I wouldn't. How old is Fi, before I say anything? Virtue's last reward, Fi. 20, perfect. I wouldn't mind seeing her in a swimsuit. Like, wait. You know, with these Japanese games, you never know. Before I could protest, she turned and ran toward the magenta door. Listen, it's the important part, you know? Maybe? I sighed and headed off after her. I ran into the warehouse to find everyone else already there. They'd done as I asked and brought the 3 unconscious members of our party back to the doors. Fine, I shared a quick glance, then headed over toward them.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you're safe.
So, did you disable the bombs?
Yeah, I could have done them in my sleep.
Don't
Sheep.
you mean in your sleep? Oh my... Thank you! Thank you so much! Yeah. Good job, you guys.
Yee! No need to thank me. Although, I mean, if you insist, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit time.
What? Huh? You're disgusting.
Sigma things.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
We need to hurry.
Everybody know who's in their group?
Sigma. Yeah, I'm set.
Then let's move.
Attend Muji's came up. We broke off into our teams. Kai carried Quark on his back and dragged Dio along the floor and through the white door on the left. I'm still in the way of the story. Like, I don't have any idea where to put myself. I'm so sorry. I mean, it's a good thing I'm reading these out, but still. Clover and Luna carried the door, carried Alice through the door on the right. I mean, I could put myself on the right side. Let me do that real quick. If I put me here, make this a bit tighter. So this would still clip into the text, but if I did this like that, maybe? Because the story text cuts off right here. I hope this works. I might still block some things, but there's no way, no real, like, there's nowhere on the screen that isn't used for something. Down here is real estate for the story text and the playback option and stuff. Until Muji, fine, myself ran through the center door.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. 9, 8, 7, 6.
Wait, why is it showing the grid thing?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
What did I hit? I somehow turned on auto. Oh, select toggles the control toggles the mode. Interesting. Ah, Q? What do you mean Q? What the fuck? Just nothing. What the hell? There's nothing here.
Well, there are doors. The one we came in. And that one, which I'm assuming is the exit.
Yep, figures. One badge.
The plaque on the door just said Q.
Q. What is that supposed to mean?
Really? Now someone's just being a smartass.
Huh?
Nothing. Maybe the Q is for question.
Well, I guess it's very questionable. It's a very questionable room.
There was a deck of cards here. Maybe the Q would be for Queen.
That's a quality guess right there.
Right. Well, we need to get out of here. Let's find a way to get the door open.
We also need to find the star keys. I've got enough BP to open the door. You guys need to play the AB game some more.
Yeah.
We still need a few more points.
If we can get those star keys, we should be able to play the AB game as many times as we need to. So...
It's just a matter of time until we get the points we need.
right.
Well, let's get started then.
Okay.
Okay. What are we supposed to do here? The room's empty. Wait, do you hear something? Whoa! What? Huh? Well, how much do you want to bet it has something to do with this? Guess we should go have a look. I think the cube's just floating here. How the hell is it doing that? Who knows? Can't help us looking at it. Wanted to touch it and see if anything happens. Because everything to the right of the center line is zeros. Zero, 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 zero. And these also are all zeros. Yeah, this is where it starts changing. This is 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. We have another one there. Zeros here. 0, 0, 0, 0. 3, 3. 2, 1. 1, 1. This one's a 0. Interesting. I don't understand what's going on here. Have another look at it. Huh? The cube, look at it again. Hmm? Okay, so I see. Okay, there are winning and losing panels on the wall. The cube can help you find the winning panels. When the winning panel and only the winning panels are highlighted with cyan, the system will activate. here's how to find the winning panels. When you click a panel on the cube, it will display a number. Each surrounding panel will also display a number. This number indicates the number of winning panels that border each panel. For example, note, the hint appears on the piece on the cube is different for each side. Hypothetically, if the wall with the exit is the north wall, then the wall to the right of that would be the east wall, which would make the wall with the entrance the south wall, and that wall to the left of that would be the west wall. That would mean that a hint that appears on the west side would actually refer to the east wall, with a hint that appears to the north side would on the north side would actually refer to the south wall. Interesting. Note 2. Adjacent walls don't provide hints for one another. Each hint is specific to that wall. That means that even if there are winning panels on the border with an adjacent wall, those panels will not be reflected in the initial panel's numbers. There are a total of 8 puzzles hidden in the walls. Click the floor to view the message one more time. After that, it will be gone forever. Whoa, okay. So, this square only borders one winning panel, so it can't be it. This one borders 2. So this is winning, this is winning, this is winning, and this is winning. These 4. That would mean... No. What the hell? Interesting. So that's how this one works. Looks like there's more of them. We should keep looking. That appeared to be the only winning solution. On this side of the puzzle. No, I want to rotate, please. Okay, I need to rotate with the keyboard here. It's impossible otherwise. There's too many interactables. Basically, the entire screen is. 0. Oh, there has to be a winning panel down here. I believe it's going to be these 2. Yep. I also don't believe... Oh, this has to be checked, actually. Oh, boy. Okay. So I need to retract... I need to solve this. It's got some kind of weird patterns on it. Maybe something's missing. Oh, of course something's missing. Yeah, okay, got it. I got it. I need to click these 2. Ta-da! The full puzzle, let's go! Is there another puzzle on this wall? Somewhere up here, maybe? Puzzle, hello? Ah, that's a big no. Okay. That wall is solved. Now we rotate further. Around here. And see for this wall. Okay. There is puzzle patterns here. I think it's going to be this. Let's check this real quick. Oh, there's one here too. Okay, so this one's a winning panel. And then there's also this. Haha! Oh, the projector's here. These are kind of elements from all rooms. Nope. 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 Whoa, that's a big one. Alright, let's dissect this. This one is adjacent to exactly 1, so this is the border of the shape. That is massive. Assuming the 1 blocks are the border of the shape. And the 2 block here. Because the shape continues down there. There's a hole in this, though. Wait, this board has only 2 correct blocks. Interesting. No, I need to look this in its entirety. I don't believe I'll need this ever again, so let's delete it. Oh, this doesn't even clear that. Cool. So there's that begins. 1, 1, 1. This is a 4. 3, 4. 3, 3, 2, 4. 3, 3, 3, 4, 2. That's a 2 as well. 4, 3, 1, 3. 1, 1, 1. And that's a 0. So let's work inward. It counts neighboring blocks and the block itself. So this means that this isn't 1 and this isn't 1. This also means that these aren't. None of the 1s are. At least none of these top ones, I guess. If there's a 1 that neighbors a larger number, it cannot be a winning panel. This one borders 4. Since these top ones cannot be it, that means this, and this have to be. This borders only 3, but there's only 1 left, so this has to be 1 too. So does this. Because otherwise this wouldn't have 4 neighbors. This one has to have 2 neighbors. But if it is 1 itself, then that wouldn't work. This one needs 1 more neighbor. So does this. So this one has to be true. For this to have 3 neighbors and this to have 3 neighbors, then both need to be winning panels. Now this one is a tight spot. This one needs another neighbor. So if this needs another neighbor, these 2 aren't, then I'm actually wrong about this one, and it's actually not a winning panel. Oh, but it has to be. Hold on. If these both are 4... Yeah. For this to be 4, it needs another neighbor, so this has to be 1. For this to be 3, yeah. That needs to be a neighbor. This can't be, because otherwise this would be 1 higher. Oh boy. This is a 2. So it's actually satisfied already. But this 2... This would be a 5 if this was... Oh no, it counts itself. I'm stupid. I'm confusing myself. No, this 3 isn't. This 3 can't be, because it would oversaturate these 2. But this 2 is missing a neighbor then. This 3 is saturated, this 2... So this can't be, this can't be, because it would oversaturate the 3 down here. Oh, but this one doesn't have enough neighbors. Hold on. Would it work if this one wasn't? No, it has to be. Because of this cell. It has to be. This one needs a 3rd neighbor though. And this one only has 3. This one also needs a 2nd neighbor that is 1. So let's give it this. This one needs 4. It's a bottom one, so all of these have to be. Same goes for here. For this 1, 2, 3, it has to be this. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this can't be it anymore. This one needs 3. And these 2 need 1, so yeah, this would work. This over here is kind of working. This one is a 4, which forces these all to be winning blocks. This one would be satisfied if this one is a winning block. And now this one also has enough neighbors. This one has enough neighbors. This one works. This one works. I think that's it. So these and then this thing down here. Oh, no, wait. There we go. And that solves this wall. Did I miss anything? All systems are now activated. What the hell is that? It probably means that all the things down the walls have been activated. That means we probably don't need to mess with the cube anymore. Excuse me, I'm sneezing. I'm sneezing a lot today. That means you probably don't need to mess with the cube on the or the wall panel anymore. Thank you. My nose might not be clogged, but that doesn't mean that I'm not allergic anymore. The stuff I use, it makes the tissue in your nose like less sensitive, so it doesn't get like fully clogged. But I'm still allergic to pollen. If I wanted to do something about the sneezing, I'd need to take a different medication. But that one's really unhealthy to take all the time, so I'm not. What the heck is this ridiculously huge thing? Screen down there. Looks like this is the only part that you can actually interact with. But it's dark, nothing on it. Some card slots. It's the AB room. Yeah, so is this all puzzles? What the? There's nothing written in here. No, the pages are blank. Other books are the same. Let's see. One blank too. Ah. Something in that one? No, the pages are all blank. It's just what? Well, there are some pictures, but put between the pages back here. 3 of them, looks like. Okay. So, archive, file. Oh, what the fuck? I tabbed out. That's weird. Newspaper. I never clicked on this, apparently. Injection gun picture. Yeah, picture of a blue dice, picture of a green dice, picture of red dice. Got it. Okay. I know what this is for. It's for this. Direction of each side of the die must match a specific pattern. Choose which die you would like to move by clicking it. You can roll it vertically or horizontally by clicking and dragging the mouse or using the arrow keys. Okay, so let's do the red dice first. This one is already correct, so they would be the easiest. No, wait, it's not. Why is it highlighted then? Okay. So I want 6 to be pointing to the right, I want 2 to be pointing down, 3 to be pointing up, and I want to be 2 from the bottom, 3 from the right. That's almost correct. That is also almost correct. I rotated one too far. No, that ends up in the same spot then. That is a full rotation. I need to figure this out intuitively. Let's do it like this, maybe. Give this here. That's 5 on the bottom. Also not quite what I want. Nope, that's all the way back to square one. It's the wrong position. Now this is the correct position, but the wrong spot. How could I preserve this? Okay. Maybe if I go in a different direction, like this, maybe. Weird. Maybe it's I need to take the other die. Oh yeah. If I just take the other one, it works. I don't know what's going on here mathematically, but something, I'm sure. No, that's the wrong side though. Hold on. I can invert it by doing this. Long boy. Short boy. How did it work again? 2, 1, 2, 6. Perfect. So this is correct now. Good. I need to get the correct die. Okay, so green dice, 2, 4, 6 on the top, need to be 1 higher than this one. Let's take the other one for a spin in that spot. No, let's take a longer way around. I need to get 6 to be on top in that exact place. That's a 3. No. Okay. Maybe it is this one. Let's see here. That's a 2 on that side. That's also not quite what I want. Okay, this is a full rotation. This is a full rotation too. Odd. I wish I knew more about dice. but I do not. Nope. Nope again. Okay, interesting. So no matter what I do, now I will never see the 6 side up. If I give it a 3, now the 6 side is up. I think this is correct. Yeah. That's a 4 on that side, that's a 2 here. I got it. Nice. And this one needs to be 2 and then 1 to the right. Let's see if we can't get that. Need to rotate it like... This might take a while. Let's give this a 4. And give it... Let's see if I can get it to even show the 2 on top. No. Oh, wait. Ah! Is that a 1? Yeah, I got it. Nice. Just randomly clicking. Perfect. Okay. Kinda like this? Oh, this is the wrong way around though. Dice. Wrong way around again. Not the same wrong, though. Blue dice. 2 to the bottom, 3 to the right. If I get the rotation right on this one, that would be it. Yes, there we go. And then this last one needs to have 5 up, 4 to the bottom. There we go. Ha! Got it. Had a feeling you could do it. Have a look at this. Hey, it opened. The AB memory card. I can look around more by exiting zoom view. Ah. Blue card. Let's see if anything happens. Nope. Okay. But that concludes the dice puzzle then? Okay. Oh, a file. There's a binder. And another AB thing. Change the colors to the correct ones by clicking the hexagons and triangles. Remember that you only have 5 moves to complete the puzzle. Yep, we've done it before. Now what do I need? Green. No, this is what it is, but what do we want it to be? Do I want it to be all red? What is the puzzle solution that I'm going for? It is all red. Okay. That works. Did I solve it? Yeah, that must be the answer. Look. Fog. Well done. That was some good work, Sigma. Give me the red. Boop. And give me this. It's a binder. Let's have a look. There's only a single piece of paper in here. It says Cute Chamber Special AB Game. You have found instructions for the Cute Chambers AB game. You can review it by visiting the archive. Okay. Hints for the AB game, Q edition. 3 people will definitely choose Ally. 3 people will definitely choose Betray. 1 is a mysterious mirror man. He will do whatever his opponent does. First answer, strive for 9 with 6 cooperators. Second answer, we must be the only ones to surpass 9. Looks like this is the scoreboard for the dartboard. And the dartboard. I've seen this somewhere in this building before. It's just this board is different from a normal dartboard, you know? Let's try it out. 2 ways to use a dartboard. Either you do it, use it to hold pizza, or you throw darts at it. Ah yes, the pizza dartboard. Darts. And another AB card. Darts. Tiny sidewinders, huh? These aren't missiles. They are darts. Something just slid out from the wall. I know. I don't want to look at the wall. I want to look at the thing. I think I've seen something like this before. Oh, you mean one of these exercise machines where you twist your hips around? Oh no, I don't think so. This doesn't look like a fitness machine to me. Kinda ruins it when you take it so seriously. This is... damn it, I can't remember. Screen. Nothing on it. It doesn't do anything when I touch it. Ah. Interesting. So that's the dice game, which is solved. That is the AB machine. This is the dart game. Get a score of 100 with 3 darts. However, the first dart must land in the green area, the second in the blue, and the third in the red. To throw a dart at a particular area, drag and then release the darts on the area where you'd like it to land. Ah, that's weird. I could have sworn I've seen these darts before somewhere. Whatever. Time for some darts. Okay, I need to get 100. They have to land in green first. Then in blue. Let's just grab this. And let's see if we can get 45 with a red. I don't think so. This is a 9. Best I can do with a red is triple 11, 33. So let's do this, and let's try triple 8. Crap. I didn't want to exit. But I saw that was wrong though. There's only triple 8 on blue. That's a 99, it's a one-off. What if I go triple 13 instead? Would that make a difference? No, but make it even far off. Even further off. Triple 8 is 24. This is one moment. 24. If I can get it to be 25 somewhere. Oh my god, I keep clicking the right mouse button, which exits the puzzle. I want this to definitely be the highest score it can be. I'm pretty sure of it. Even then I can only take 3 off. Wait, 24... No, that's perfect. And I want to take 3 off. This one, this one, this one. There we go. 14 times 2 is more than 8 times 3. It's exactly 4 more, which would make my total, if I keep the rest the same, 103. So I need to take exactly 3 off to get 100. Which means I want to move the green dart from the 14 times 3 to the 13 times 3, which will make my total exactly 3 lower. Piece of cake. Quick math. My dart skills are undeniable. Yes, saw quite clearly. It was very nice. You really think you had to stand the whole 2 meters and 37 centimeters away from the dartboard, though? I'm a fair man. My high school voted me most likely to be a judge, you know? Okay. That's great and all, but look. See the display case? It's open. Great. Now we can get a new memory card. Very good. Let's do that. We're gonna have to pull out all the stops in this job. You sound like you're in a heist movie. Should I have worn a catsuit? I think I just threw up a little. Besides, everybody in a heist movie wears a sweet suit. The fuck is a sweet suit? Ah well. Green. What? Boop. And red card. Ta-da! Would you look at that? Looks like you turned it on. ES, A, and B are all pairs consisting of 2 people. C, D, and us, A, and B are all pairs consisting of 2 people. C, D, and E are all solos consisting of a single person. First, move the pairs A and B to the blank areas on the left under the pair. Next, move solos C, D, and E on the blank areas to the left over solo. So you can move them by sliding the letter icons. A pair and a solo aligned vertically with VS between them will face off against one another. You can still move icons even after you've placed them. Once an opponent has selected, the game will begin. Choose the vote for the us pair, either ally or betray. The results of your match will be displayed along with the results from the other teams. If the correct number of people reach the target BP after playing 3 rounds, the game will be completed. So, 3 people will definitely choose ally, 3 people will definitely choose betray. One is a mysterious mirror man. He will always do whatever his opponent does. Strive for 9 with 6 cooperators. The second answer is to get 9 alone. So let's just figure out C, D, E. And I'll ally. So that was... I didn't see that. Whatever. A, B. Let's do D, C, E, ally. B's dead. E, C, E, D, C, ally. Now we got betrayed. Okay. So... C appears to be copying all the time. B and D always ally. And A and E always betray. Yes. So if I keep matching the same way... A, B, E, C, D. Then I'll get one solution. Ah, got it. Way to go. Good work. Hey, look, the screen changed color. Yeah, this should be the password to the save. And now we need to do another round of this, where only we win. So I'm going to set it up like this. And betray. Oh, no, crap. Back. C always mirrors. I want the one who... Yeah. I want this person. And then I can set it up like this. And say, betray. Okay. E always betrays. If I pit them against A, they won't get any points. If I get C, I can now ally. Then if I pit A and E against each other again and do the same thing, I will be the only person who gets out. And there we go. Ta-da! Nice one. Looks like that was the answer. Ah. The secret pass. Okay, let's rotate until we find the save again. Spin. Boop. Okay, secret first. Save Q. Sun, star, moon. Ta-da! The final set of secrets. Revealed. Well done. That is all secret pages. And now we continue the story. All of them. All of those. But we don't want to read them yet. Spoilers. Sun, sun, star. Ta-da! Yes, it's open. Okay then, let's see what's in here. First off, 2 star keys. You can use these to play the Wii game as many times as you want. Hold on, those keys are important, but look at this. Excelivir. The Radical 6 cure. Oh, thank goodness. I don't know what to say. Quark is going to be okay. Is he crying? Alright, let's get out of here. We need to get the stuff to Quark and Alice. Yeah, you're right. This key should do the trick. Let's get moving. Elements in the room that we didn't use. Very curious. Boop. The door's locked. It says lock. You guys ready? All set here. Go for it. Alright. 3, 2, 1. 2, 3. Stop that. Jeez. One more time. 3, 2, 1. You did it. I have done it. I am the doctor of escapology.
Huh. It opened.
We should get back to the Floor A warehouse then.
Hey, wait. Did you guys hear something?
What?
You didn't hear it? It came from over here. It sounded like something turning on. See? I told you. The screen wasn't on before.
You're right. Guess it was set to turn on when we opened the door.
It looks like an authentication screen. I think we need to put in an ID and a password.
Yeah, but what?
That was when I noticed the illustration. The lion is eating the sun. The lion is eating the sun. The lion is eating the... Memento mori. Remember death. If the 9th lion ate the sun, will we finally find out? This is a different one. I was thinking that we need to re-enter these, but these were for a screen with a 2-headed lion. It's everywhere. This is so eerie. Oh, of course. This was the real 9th lion. But if that was the case... Memento mori. Remember death. Memento mori. Remember death. Memento mori. Remember... What? I don't know these. No, I know them. It's Akane's keycard.
Sigma, look!
You're...
Akane.
There she is.
Her name is Akane Kurashiki. I've been looking
He walked toward her, slowly, carefully, almost as if he was afraid of scaring her away. He reached out.
She's a hologram.
Tin Beauty squeezed his eyes shut.
Akane.
He closed his hand around empty air and let it fall to his side. There was a moment of sad silence, and then she began to speak.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you. Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate. What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here. Unfortunately, this means I will not be able to answer your questions, at least not directly. I hope you will understand. Now, where to begin? You probably have a great many questions.
Oh, I do.
What day is it? Where are we? Who is Zero? And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki? But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here? The answer to that is simple. Everything that has happened here is part of our plan. All of this was required for the success of the AB project. I assume you heard the name by now, at least. In any event, you were all needed in order to execute our plan. The nonary game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this AB project? The answer to that is also simple. Allow me to explain. We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
What do you mean the past? The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized no one there could answer the question. Not Phi, not Tin Beauty, and certainly not a pre-recorded hologram.
Have you figured out what this room is? I assume you saw the Q on the door. It stands for quantum.
Did I
makes
figure that
this
much?
quantum room.
It took me a moment to realize she'd changed subjects without even pausing. There was nothing we could do, of course, but I still felt a twinge of frustration.
Take a look at the rear of the room. Do you see that large enclosure? That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility run on that machine. That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Junior, as well as the golems. All of them do their thinking in that box. Isn't that strange, though? It seems contrary to how we perceive the world. The body, the thing that you see and interact with, is somewhere else. But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box. Perhaps it isn't so strange, though. Perhaps humans are the same, with our minds and thoughts existing separate from our bodies. Our core is in our head, of course. We all have individual brains, think individual thoughts, and act according to individual wills. That makes communication difficult, though. So, we're forced to rely on inefficient mediums, like language, photographs, non-verbal cues, etc., to transmit information. Each one of us is an individual, and we have no direct connection to anyone else. But, is that really true? In the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. If we look at things from another higher dimension, however, we may all be connected after all, like the branches of a tree or a rhizome. Imagine a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree. All you can see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section. In the two dimensions you see, the roots all appear to be individual things with no connection to one another. But this isn't the case. If you expand your view and look at the root system in 3 dimensions instead of only 2, you see the truth. All the roots join together at the trunk. In 2 dimensions, they appear to be separate. But if you look at the roots from a 3rd higher dimension, you see things that might appear to be separate from one another in 3 dimensions could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions. Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility?
Legas.
I believe that is how human consciousness actually works. Well, I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Morphogenetic field theory.
Tenji mumbled something that sounded like a nonsense. But it isn't! Because we played the first game. I opened my mouth to ask him what it meant, but Akane was already talking again.
Now, when I talk about a 4th dimension, I'm referring to the 4th dimension used in Minkowski space-time. Let's start with a single dimension, where all that exists is a point. Connect points to one another, and you have a line. In 1 dimension, the only surface you can create is that, a line. But move to 2 dimensions and create more lines, and you can create shapes. These are 2-dimensional surfaces. Move up to 3 dimensions, and you can connect these shapes to one another and form 3-dimensional objects. Now you have a 3-dimensional surface, which encompasses a volume of space. Connect 3-dimensional objects to one another, and you formed a 4-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time. It is on that 4th-dimensional axis that our minds are connected. If that was true, then what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time? That theory is the foundation of the AB project. The A represents after, and the B represents before. It probably sounds silly to you. A ridiculous story made up by a mad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma? And what about you, Phi? I know you have too. Am I wrong? Tenyoji should know what I'm talking about as well. I believe you experienced something very similar nearly half a century ago. You sent your consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life. It was a long time ago, but perhaps you still remember.
Yeah, of course I do. How can I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
Suddenly it felt like fine that we're outsiders, trespassing on something we had no right to see. Tenmiji's face was taunt with emotion as he looked into Akane's eyes. Ah! It seemed almost like she was looking back at him.
Now, unfortunately, my time is up. The final stage of the project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare. The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting. One last thing. The cat in the box. Is it alive? Or is it dead? Sigma? Phi? You will decide its fate. Goodbye.
Wait! Akane, wait!
Oh, Tenmyoji. I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
Wait! Akane!
And then she was gone. Tenmiji collapsed to his knees, his back hunched and shaking. I saw tears land on the white-knuckled fists he pressed against his thighs. I kept quiet. What was there to say? Fa and I looked at one another, nodded silently. With a shaking hand, Tenmiji pulled a photograph out of his pocket. It was a picture of a girl. After all that we'd been through, a smile was enough to break your heart. We made our way to the warehouse on floor A and met up with the others. It took only a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. As soon as we arrived, we began to treat Alice and Quark for Radical 6. I gave Luna the accelerator that I'd found in the queue room. She quickly prepared it and injected Alice and Quark.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely, but they should be fine.
Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna. And thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't sweat it.
No need to thank us.
Tenmyuji said nothing. Just walked over to Quark's unconscious body. When you're trying to enjoy the ending, but you realize that the phone isn't charging and you panic. No! He took the small boy's hand in his own and held it tight. I could see tears at the corners of his eyes as he turned away from us. Suddenly I remembered. Dio, where'd he gone? It didn't take me long to find him. He was sprawled unconscious on the floor, beneath the sink. Handcuffs.
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there. Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off. Thank you again for dealing with them.
Okay.
You are, quite literally, lifesavers. You have my eternal gratitude.
I coughed awkwardly and looked pointedly around the room. I glanced over at Fi to see she was doing the same thing. After that, we headed back to the Floor A warehouse to play the AB game. Specifically me, Fi, Kay, and Luna. Clover and Tenmyuji decided to remain in the infirmary, just in case something happened with Alice, Quark, or Dio. Luna would represent Clover's team. With Quark and Dio sleeping, Kay would represent their team by default. Which left me, Fi, and Tenmyuji.
No,
You should
I'll
vote.
let you handle it. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
What? That doesn't matter now.
Excuse me. I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round fight.
Why?
You already have 9 BP. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now. You see?
Hey, you're acting like I might actually try and betray her.
Not necessarily.
What does it matter what he's suggesting? We're almost there. We just have to play the AB game 3 more times. Then we can all get 9 points. But that means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times.
Okay. I'll vote. You sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
Yeah, I trust you. And it had the star key.
Shall we open the doors?
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
Oh. Well, we could vote earlier. But then each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Okay. Let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree. Please, lead the way.
Luna and Kay set off toward the yellow door. I was about to follow when...
Hold on. I just remembered something.
What?
The AB room on the left. In one of the other histories, she...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Akane's body was in there. What does this mean? Why didn't we find her body this time?
Maybe because she wasn't murdered.
But how? When did history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
The cat in the box. Is it alive? Or is it dead? Sigma, Phi. You will decide its fate.
The Schrödinger's cat thing.
Exactly.
I wonder what she meant about us deciding its fate. Welcome
Perhaps
back.
she was saying her own fate wasn't decided yet.
Huh?
The history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
What? No, that's impossible. We've already opened the box. We opened the door to the CB room and there was nobody.
No, we haven't opened the box. We haven't found a body, but we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me.
I think I know where she is. I think she is in the director's office. Where was Akane now? Where was she waiting for us? Oh, what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Or what if she was waiting for us in the past? Was that even possible? If she was, what would that mean? Huh? A new destination has been added to the flowchart? What the fuck do you mean, game? Oh shit, what is this? What? Huh? I have questions? Okay, let's jump. I hope your phone is charging, by the way. The fuck? Ow. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Feels like my head's gonna explode. Wait. Ah, nice. Where the hell am I? Looks like an elevator, but...
No, this is one of the AB rooms.
Gah! Who the hell are you? And what the hell is an AB room?
Damn. I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory? Memory. My grandpa thought it wasn't important to him that the plugs in the house are broken. Oh wow! Great! I remember. You're Fi! She grinned. What is this?
Check your bracelet.
It's a red pair. BP's 3.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean this is the beginning of the game? We've gone back to when we first woke up in the EB room.
No, not quite. I think we woke up a little earlier this time.
How do you know?
Push the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
2 hours 15 minutes.
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last time. I think we're about an hour early.
Oh my god. That means we can...
Yeah.
Dio.
Kane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her. I think.
Then
Right. We're here for one reason.
that's how she survives. To stop her from getting killed.
Exactly.
Let's move. We need to get out of here, fast.
Don't need to tell me twice. Let's go.
Holy shit! Okay, let's move. Archive. Pass. Elevator. Sun, sun, sun. Easy. There, it's open. Good work. Hurry up and grab the cracker. Cracker? Cracker in sense of cracker in the sense of the food Twitch. Food. Damn, I'm in key. How the hell? Just shut up and do it. The food. The game isn't calling anybody that word. It is about food. She mixed it up with a food. Okay? We good? Sigma, what are you doing? Give the key to open the door. Yeah, I know. Let me turn the fuck around, please. Put the key in here. Alright. Good, looks like that worked. What do you think? I know. Push it! 1, done. Okay, Dio. Hey, you pushed the button. Bite me! You were taking too long. We're in a schedule here. Ugh. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Save her. Fine, I climbed up through the hatch and out onto the top of the AB room. It took us only a moment to spot them. Akane! Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. Shit! There was no time to yell. I scrambled down from the top of the AB room. Fire wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Fi! What the hell are you doing? Get down here and... Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof, launched herself into the air. F. Rip Dio. What the?
He's fine. Just unconscious.
I bent down and held my fingers in front of his mouth. He was still breathing.
I don't think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
Guy went down like a sack of potatoes.
He had it coming.
I heard footsteps come to a stop right in front of us. I looked up. Akane!
So you came. I've been waiting for you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait. Just wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? If we hadn't shown up just now, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
Wait!
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes. Indeed I am. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Then what the hell were you thinking? If you knew he was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
You what?
Think back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. did explain, didn't I? The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or your minds, at least. In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly, and time almost seems to slow. A few seconds can feel like an eternity. Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens. It's a little like a slingshot. You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with Radical 6.
Whoa, what?
We're infected with Radical 6?
Yes. Don't you remember, Sigma? Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Are you sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Every single one of you has been infected. Well, apart from Luna, of course. Unfortunately, it was necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The result is what you are now experiencing. Your consciousness now occupies four-dimensional space-time. Even that, however, wasn't enough. You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved. Eventually, you would be able to retain everything. That is why we made you play the AB game. That was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
Huh. I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there are a lot of things I don't understand, but all of what you've just told me makes sense. You did all of this so that Fi and I could jump through four-dimensional space with our memories intact. Right?
Yes.
But why did you need us to do that? People have died for this. I've died, so has Fi, so have you. Sorry about that. So why would you do all this? What does it matter that fine I jumped through time?
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. You were all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
I already know all that. What I'm asking you is why? What is so goddamn important that is worth all this?
Ah. I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What?
What?
Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit. That's not good enough. Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Akane knelt down next to Dio and picked his knife up off the floor.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change the subject.
But it's almost time.
What are you talking about? You've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline.
What?
This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Lagomorph.
Yes. Lagomorph?
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Lagomorph. Lagomorph, this is an order. Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
Zero Junior's back, baby. Let's go.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio. All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do all that? So that's how she didn't die.
The history that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future. Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't back in the 3rd AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our 2nd or 3rd time.
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
She paused and pulled something out of her pocket. It was a small key attached to a string.
I'll tie it onto your ankle so that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma?
What's it saying there?
Tu fui ego eris.
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with it?
It will help you meet someone who's very important.
What?
Go. Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you. Now hurry.
Wait! I still... Holy shit, this ending! What is this? A new destination has been added to the flowchart. Save data. And now we are down here. AB game round 3 ally. Again. It's... What the fuck? Yes, I do wish to jump.
Oh, looks like you're awake.
Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but...
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
So we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay and I hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Vi and met her eyes. Do you remember what happened just now?
You mean what happened a long time ago?
Yeah. You got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Quark!
What am I? Chopped liver?
Alice!
Back among the conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem. All in the day's work. Although, I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit action. Sigma!
Really grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Hey, I wasn't talking about Quark. What the fuck, Sigma? It was an offer for Alice.
Not really my point.
What the fuck, Sigma?
Whatever. Forget about that.
Excuse me?
Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP? That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
3 times?
Yes. Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time. But no matter who voted, everyone chose Ally. And now all of us have enough to leave.
Yay! I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd be less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have had something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio. Fi and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Which, I had to admit, would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted these bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you? Death was unavoidable. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait. What about him? after some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She'd complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio, then she reluctantly complied.
All right, let's get going.
Everybody ready? I'm gonna open it.
Yes, just get on with it.
Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled it down.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Alright, everybody, let's move! I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a huge pedestal. We ran off to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
2, 1, 0. The number 9 door is closing. The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked.
Oh boy, am I glad I decided to play this ending on another day, because it's already been 2 hours.
We did it.
Yep.
Yes, we should keep moving.
Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended in a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar looking door. We pushed it open and went in. His sleep schedule is very glad. Yeah, mine too. It would have been 1 AM for me as well. Amogus. The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside, and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means that if you want to go out, we have to decompress so we match the outside air pressure. This room here is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all the suits? I figure we need to put those on and head to the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute! You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we are already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they...
No, that's not possible.
We've come this far. We can't turn back now. Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
All
I
right.
just realized, if K is Sigma's clone, that is technically Sigma's voice. No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression room. Yeah. I don't care! As soon as we all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear a soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes, waiting for the process to finish. At last it did, and we heard the door begin to open. Beyond it was another decompression chamber. We repeated. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise to me. I'd seen it before, in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I'd heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is.
Hmm?
Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means today's the total lunar eclipse.
So?
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was gonna be on December 31st, 2028. So...
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
Not a week.
I think so.
It's been more than a week. It's been like 50 years. Wherever we were, I must have been far away from any city. The air was cleaner than I'd ever seen it. The stars, the sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red, massive, much bigger in fact than I remembered it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. What's that?
Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's Earth.
Yeah. It's not the red moon you get from a lunar eclipse. Then again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon covering the sun.
What? No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we? The moon, you idiot.
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base. No way. No, you've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but
Excuse me? What?
please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Accelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since
Indeed.
the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice?
What the fuck is going on out there?
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back. Huh? You and Sigma and Phi said
Neighbors are shouting.
Floating. Like that?
It seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Fi's apparently superhuman strength quite well.
Wait. This is crazy. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028.
Nope.
Today is January 27th. No.
No.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
Then just what year is this?
It's 74. 2074.
Yep. No, that's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up, all at the same time. The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
What the fuck? Why?
Suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison, or fire, or asphyxiation, or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that. After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
The fuck?
Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened. But I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected. And when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was 6 killed most of the people on Earth. Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years. Plants withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmuti to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074, but why? Why were we there? Why were we then? I was so lost in thought I barely noticed Fire's approach.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
A window popped up on the inside of my helmet, with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah, what is it?
I figured out why there's an extra E.
An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah.
The
The one on
graffiti.
floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
What's
God
Anna
damn
say
it,
this
Sigma.
time?
Knock
Good.
it off.
No.
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get... The man on the moon rules the infinite time. See? You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time.
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose. To transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Vi.
So, what are you getting at?
My God, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to set us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they are going to send us back 45 years?
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmuti was talking about.
I think so.
That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from that same time period. Before it, actually. So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tu fui ego eris.
The grave! The one in the garden!
Well, come on, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
We turned and ran back into the project exchange chamber, the others following close behind.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to go have a talk with somebody. You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all this.
You mean Akane?
What?
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please. I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
Akane.
I'm going to then. So am I.
Hey, is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know her real
you know.
well.
Yeah,
Wait, you...
he is. He is.
serious?
He
What
is.
the hell is going on?
Shut up! You shut up. Come if you want to. You don't need to roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. With that, we head back to the through the airlock. There's basically no one here that wouldn't believe her. It opened again.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Yeah. Thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah, the grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? If I just insert this here, I pulled the key off my ankle and fit it into the hole. I twisted to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift.
What is this?
It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod. Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
Glass in the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. You couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP00. Stage 1. Defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once Stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right, cold sleep.
What?
These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
I think so.
We gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered
What do you remember?
everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you.
It's basically the same like the other AB game. A few people only had to be abducted because they were there when Akane saw it.
In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our
Like
primary
Lotus, for
goal was to
instance.
replicate history. The rest is...
Junpei had to be there so Akane could reconstruct the history that saved her life. Snake was there because he was Akane's co-conspirator, right? Hongo was there because they wanted to get back at him for creating the original AB game in the first place. Revenge. But a lot of the other people that were in the second AB game that Akane and Snake organized, and not Snake, sorry, Santa, Snake, for instance, Clover, Lotus, the police guy, maybe. I'm not sure about him. He might have been in on it too. But definitely Clover and Snake and Lotus were only there because they were there when Akane escaped. So they had to be there to reconstruct the future that Akane saw, so that so she wouldn't inadvertently destroy the past where she was saved.
Yes. I suppose I should explain. Very well, I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh? But I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust.
Everyone has to be here.
This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
True.
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, and headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given 2 tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be alright with you, Luna?
Yes.
Oh, Luna.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility. But I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Yeah, well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 is complete. TP00 unlocking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Yeah, anytime.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Le gasp. What? Suddenly my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B, in front of the white door. Kay was lying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. Never figured out who he really was. Why was there a man with my face underneath Kay's armor? It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with the tuberculin, and that was the end of that. But wait, the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse. Who was wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
No. Oh my god, you are...
Yes, I am.
Akane Kurashiki.
It's you! June! I mean, Akane, from... But you're old.
Yes, that's correct. I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
Akane, long time no see.
Let's go! I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. It felt like all the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do to not collapse right there and then.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse? Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the 3rd AB room, and then took Dio's to the 5th. After that, I went into the 1st room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you. And then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
No. It was me. In this timeline, at least.
Yeah.
In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat.
Schrödinger, still.
Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? No, that's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied.
What a surprise.
He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him a rather large dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either. Total stranger.
Hey, come on, what are you guys saying? Right here. Same face.
Huh?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? What? It didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does that mean?
Don't you get it? You've jumped to the future. From 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. A pond. I ran to it, threw myself down onto my knees. We old bar. Yes. My head was hammering inside my chest. The cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take deep breaths. Then slowly, I peered into the pond looking for my reflection. What? No, this can't be real. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now. Zero, the mastermind of the AB project, is you.
What? No, that's not possible. That's bullshit.
No, it's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be. A pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him.
Create?
His name is Kyle Climb. Your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor. Ever since he was born, He's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place. I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past?
Sigma, do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this.
I love how Clovis just like, yeah, I wasn't in this timeline. You're right, person. That was 45 years younger a week ago.
It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
So from the Nevada test site to Rhizome 9, forward to now, back to before Dio murdered things, and then to here?
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out. Moving on, if you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact.
Of course.
You already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down. So yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes.
Exactly.
Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That is why I said it will be too late. You will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B.
Yes, when you get kicked back to point A.
Do you remember when B is, Sigma?
January 25th, 2074. According to what you just told us, it's 36 hours ago.
Correct. That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A. December 25th, 2028. The day all of this started.
Yes. His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period of time, he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
But once that body reaches a point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating? I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely. What if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line here, point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out of the test facility.
Yes.
Oh my god. I think I know what is going to be said here, and I think I finally figured out what the third game is. Old Ma got sent back to point A, which is when Sigma was abducted for the AB game that released Radical 6.
By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out. But jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve 2028?
Yes, that is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, which is today. There's going to be a jump. They'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
Yes, that's right.
But look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon.
Soon?
Yes.
And what's going to trigger it?
You need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that. Thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
Haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Do you use knife? No sooner were the words out of my mouth. Fie! I screamed and leapt toward them. The cannon was already in motion, the knife diving toward Fi's chest. I was almost there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor. There was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in the way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akari's body lying on top of me. I twisted my neck to look around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Tu fui ego eris. What you are, I was. What I am, you will be. Oh my god! Holy shit! That's how you end it, really? Fuck! Damn! Wow! So not only did they write the most insane sequel to one of the most insane games I've ever played, they also forced another one. Excuse me? What? There's more? Oh. We get to go back.
Today is April 13th, 2029, and this is the evening news. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6.
Okay, I get that it's for story, but which newscast opens with "Today is April 26th, 2029"? Who opens with that? Who doesn't say today's Monday? Is April 26th, 2029 going to be a Monday? Hold on. 2029 April. No, it's a Thursday. Sorry.
So have my... Excuse me. I've managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Jeez. The fuck? For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until, with a click, disappeared too. Had the power gone out? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around. Fi? Oh, you. Akane!
It looks like the first step was successful.
What in the fuck? You killed me!
Killed?
I guess technically you're going to kill me. 45 years from now, but still.
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
Okay.
Yes. You and Fi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and Fi?
Yes. I only told you about you, but we also needed Fi to jump.
Did she use all... Hold on.
Now,
Did she use Dio killing her to send all the knowledge from the future back to this body?
you know what happens next,
Or is she just
right?
the amazingest Esper and she just can do it freely now?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th,
To the moon.
2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover, right?
Yes,
What about the third? Who's in there?
Fi. We put her into cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Fi who jumped from point C, though. It was Fi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are. And she still is.
Then that means after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body?
Yes. The point C version of Fi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years. Sleeping in ice.
And when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point A. Right?
Correct.
Huh? So that's why she didn't look old. So why didn't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that.
Why not?
You haven't figured it out?
Well, it didn't happen
You have
yet.
to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations, then the project can actually begin. January 25th, 2074.
You just have to do it because you did it.
And carry her to the third AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out. And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
Did I change history? Do you really think I can keep the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? And you, Nespa, too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
So what do you need to do?
What do you mean?
Like, what specific actions do you need to take? And find that jump to point A. What are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical Six escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh crap. We're screwed.
That's why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult, and I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait. How do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened. He wasn't able to stop the virus. So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I say?
That the test facility is full of traps. There was one point a woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake and lost your arms and your right eye.
My arms and my right eye? What the hell? Suddenly a loud rumble shook the building. What was that?
Go have a look.
Oh no. I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly toward the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? No, that was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm going to change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. End or beginning? Holy shit. Is that it? That is it. That is indeed the end. Or is it? The fuck? Why is there more? Oh no, of course there's more. I mean, we can also look at... No, we can also look at 76-year-old Sigma when he wakes up in the future. It makes sense.
Where?
Voice!
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle.
Ah, yes, of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
Nope, it's K. The fuck? I lurched upright, jumped out of the bed, and ran around the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve. My reflection stared back at me. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to...
Kyle Climb. So, I'm Dr. Climb? Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question, one I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew Kyle Klein was. In another history, he had been called K and had worn a suit of armor. He hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it all his life. Kyle had been born and raised in the lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was that really Kyle Klein? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. The spitting image of Sigma Klein in his younger days. I looked down. There was Dio, still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2074.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi. How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by his age-appropriate consciousness.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right! Mr. Klein!
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened.
True. I mean, they are not going to live in the timeline that Sigma creates.
Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did, or didn't do in the past, that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway. Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body just before they reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast, but what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past?
Nope.
It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories.
Yeah, maybe.
Friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that? The survivors overcame their own misery and loss and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt. Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, all right? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then you and Quark will never meet.
Is he right?
No, it's not going to happen. We're here right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just going to disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
No point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Of course. He is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
And Akane?
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew.
Aww.
She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, She might not even be human anymore. But the Akane Kurashiki I know isn't here. She's not anywhere.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand. But
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong. We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But
it's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
It's ridiculous. It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's
cat.
Oh, hey, Kyle. Figured you'd come here eventually.
Where's Dr. Klein? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
Glad to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I have instructed her to answer any questions anyone might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Right, well... I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a Merman or a Wolfman. I'm not a Brahmin or Kamen or Ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct? Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed bodies again. A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility. Fortunately, your plan failed. The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from point E, you headed straight to point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the day that you made your way to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two versions of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you, only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So was that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is
What?
a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear. You understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
You're about to go back to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Klein.
No, he's Sigma too, isn't he? He's young Sigma.
Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is not. Think about it. Do you really believe you're Kyle? Or could you be someone else entirely?
Then, where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable. Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here? I know what I told the others, that Kyle was Dr. Klein's spare, but that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
And that is why he created him?
Yes.
So now that my consciousness has entered his body, the doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
But he's a clone.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too. You are about to go into the past and save the world. Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help. Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine. Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
More endings. Is that it? Are we done here? Akane end. There's nothing up here. Young Akane. Old Akane. I think we are done here. Very good. See, in the beginning here you also see the test facility from Nevada. So I'm right. I mean, the story clearly told me, but that was one of my clues. That the beginning shows you the test facility in Nevada, not Rhizome 9. Okay. So, since it is already late, I don't know if I really should go into Storica. Because I know people have sleep schedules. I mean, it is the weekend, but still, I don't have to push it. But yeah, basically you tell me, do you want to have an hour of Zodica, or do you want sleep? Otherwise, Zodica will probably be on Tuesday, I think. Yeah. I mean, in any case, you can push this. Oh, you had a birthday. Oh well. I didn't know. I hope you're not getting in trouble for watching my stream instead of participating in the birthday activities. Also, cake at 10 PM? What the fuck? What is this birthday? Are you in America for some reason? Anyway, yeah, I guess keeping schedule is a good idea. So I'll wind down stream here. I don't really feel like playing another game for an hour and then winding down. This way at least I can keep the VOD strictly one game. Peculiar? So late birth? I see. Anyway. Yeah. I don't mind. Like, I've had fun. It's been 4 hours. I expected this ending to take like 2, not 4. Who knew that it was the longest timeline? We literally spent an entire stream in one timeline. After having finished 90% of the game. Okay then. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy your late cake time. And yeah. I will see you on Tuesday. Oh, very good. Good night.